Hi everyone, I'm jumping on here real quick for another impromptu Instagram live. So, I'm seeing Instagram has some new, what are these icons on here? Ooh, okay. Right, let me stop playing with the icons. I'm doing another impromptu Instagram live. So for the whole month of June, I've been sharing one photo a day on my blog. I think I should put my blog link on here and pin it for anyone who's coming in. So let me just type it real quick. EK13 photography, ek13photography.com /blog post. So how do I pin this? I don't even know how to pin. How do I pin the post? Oh, there, I've pinned it. Okay. Still learning the intricacies of this Instagram live. Anyway, so my post for today is a bit late because I thought, why not do a live step by step on how I go about posting my projects on my blog. So I have my camera here with me. I've just taken the image for today, literally like 10 minutes ago. So I'm gonna take off my camera. Still uses CF. Mine is a bit old. So I'm gonna upload the photos onto my computer. I'm using my card reader, which is a Lexa card reader. So I'm gonna upload the photos onto my computer, and then once that is done, I'll go through how I select the images, and yeah, I'm trying to look for, what am I looking for? Oh yeah, this is what I was looking for, my intervalometer. Because most of these images, especially for this week, I'm doing a lot of selfies. So I'm using this gadget right here, my intervalometer, and I have set it. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, those are my settings. Probably it's back to front. So I've set my intervals to photograph every 5 seconds, so it gives me a chance to shift my position, and I'm taking 10 frames per second. Yeah, but 10 frames every 5 seconds. That's what I mean. So right now, I'm going onto my computer. What I'm gonna do later on is I'm gonna flip my camera around and just show you my process of how I edit the photos. I use Lightroom, which is kind of quick, and then I export the finished image onto Photoshop, where I crop a selection for my Instagram. So the way I decided to do that is to direct traffic to my blog. So that people can see the bigger image from what you see on Instagram. And somewhat, I don't know, it's like hit and miss with my selection. So at the moment, I'm just going with the flow with my ideas and what crops up on how I take these images. I'm not like overthinking it too much. I'm just going with how I feel on the day and my mood. So that's what I'm doing today. So right now I am just going to quickly just make sure my drives are logged in, and no, they are not. hold on a minute. So I'm just going to quickly transfer my images from my card onto my computer. So that's what I'm doing right now. Just making sure that the image is going to the right folders that I've created. That's loud. Anyway, let me flip my camera around so you can see what I'm doing right now. So this is my folder right here where the pointer is, and all these are the original images. So I'll check which is the last number. This is my workflow at the moment. It's a bit crappy, but it works for me. So the last image I uploaded was this one, 3114, and this is my card right here. So I need to look for 3114, which is this image here. So all these are new images which I need to transfer onto my computer, but I'm looking for the files with the images I've taken today, so I think it starts from here. Yeah, and I was using that light from the skylight in my house to like frame my images. So all these are blown out, so I don't need these. So I'm gonna, once I don't need these images, I'm gonna format them. These images are from the 115 to 119 are images for another project, so I'm gonna leave them on there. So I'm just gonna upload from 3129 all the way to 3149. So I'm gonna transfer all these images onto my hard drive. Hi Omusa, how are you? Welcome. So I'm just gonna flip the camera back to me because I need both my hands to do those selections. So just give me 1 second. I'm just gonna select all, drag and drop to my hard drive and transfer the images. So if you're joining us, I'm just going through the process of how I'm working through day 9 of my 30-day photo project. So in case you don't know, for the whole month of June, I'll be posting 1 image a day on my blog. I've pinned it on my Instagram here. You can go and check out what I've posted up till yesterday, which was the 8th of June. So I'm working on today's. It's literally like an hour and 30 minutes late because I really wanted to do this live and show the process. But for anybody who's watching back, probably, I don't know when you'll be watching this, but hey ho. And if you have any questions, just put them on the chat and I will answer them as much as I can. So now my images are finished transferring. I will now flip my camera around and show you how I import them onto Lightroom and how I do my selections. This is my process. Everybody works differently. So I'm gonna do that right now because they're ready. Give me 1 sec. Let me go to my Lightroom space. So let me flip my camera around so I can show you something. So on my computer, I have my spaces. Like, this is my internet. These are my desktop 2 is something, my folders. Desktop 3 is my Lightroom. Desktop 4 is my Photoshop. And here I was working on something. And yeah, these 2 I was working on something else. But at the moment, I'm going to be using desktop 2, 3, and 4. So 3 is Lightroom. So I'm going to jump right there. So I'm gonna pick my hard drive, which is this one. So I'm just showing you the process. And my picture library, so I'm just selecting where the files are. So it will black out all the images I've already uploaded, right? So I need to scroll down. Just let me know if my camera is not stable enough and I'll stop zooming. So the ones that are ticked and not the ones that are ticked are the new images that I need to import into Lightroom. So those are the images I'm gonna be working with. I'm just gonna select one image from this selection to post on my blog. So here I have my metadata ready. I always have metadata created for every year. I create a new metadata. So we're in 2021. That one is always picked because I've been working this year. And I select import. So you are seeing my work process. These are the raw images. I was working with sunlight that was coming through what is it called? A roof. What is it called? I've forgotten what it's called. I was working with this sunlight coming through the skylight in our hallway. So I was using it to frame myself within the image so as to pick one photograph for the project. So I'm gonna just pick the first one. Sorry. So at the moment it's on Lightroom, it's on the library. So I'm just gonna quickly select the images and find out which ones I like. This one is out of focus. I don't think you can see that. So it's basically just framing myself. I actually like this one. So I'm gonna put a P and pick it. This one's not bad either. So I'm gonna pick that one. This one's nice. Any images I don't use, I'll always use them at a later date. So I'm not so sure about this one, but I'm gonna pick it anyway. This one's cool. Wow, this one I'm actually quite impressed with this selection. Not so sure about this one. The focus is more on my hand. I don't think you can see it on here, but the focus is more on my hand than my face, so I'm not gonna select that one. I think I picked this one. No, I didn't. I picked this one because my face is more visible on this one. I think this one. I think I might just go for, let me use the filter to filter out the ones that I've just picked, which is like 6 images. So I'm just gonna scroll through them again. I'm just figuring out which ones I like, so I'm not so sure anymore. They're so good. Am I wrong in bigging myself up? Anyway, I might probably go for this one. I will go for this one, the last in the selection, because it's highlighted. So I'm gonna go to develop. So in the develop section, yeah, I try and I am now like trying to see if it needs to be straightened. It doesn't need to be straightened, it's fine. And the photo is on landscape, so I'm gonna leave it like that. On here I have some presets. I'm using landscape presets, which is weird enough. So for black and white I can either use number 92, which is giving me that, which I don't like, and I've been using preset 116, which is giving me that. So I might stick with the 116. And here I come and tweak it a bit using all these presets over here, like the exposure. I change the exposures, the contrast, a bit of a highlight, shadows. I normally work around this section over here with regards to the tones. I don't play around with the white balance. It's only the tones and the presence. And if I need to, I will come to the curves, which is this section here. So at the moment, this is where I'm at. I am going to play around with the tones and everything to figure out what I'm happy with. So probably I might reduce the exposure a bit. Yeah, I'm happy with the exposure right there. And I probably will reduce this framing here. I'm gonna crop it a bit. And make it a slightly tighter crop there. Yeah. So I've played with the exposure. Don't know if you can see that. I've played with the exposure a bit. I'm reducing the exposure. The contrast a bit. So I'm coming here. What is this? The whites are a bit too much, so I'm gonna reduce that. And I'm also going to reduce a bit of the clarity because it's making my skin shine a bit too much, which I'm not liking. And then I'm gonna play around with the dehaze. I don't think you can see a lot of differences that I'm working with when on here. But this is what I'm doing. There's this blotch on the wall that it's a bit distracting, so I'm gonna pick this heal and clone tool and just bring it here to like rub it off. And you can see, voila, gone. So at least I've removed that distracting bit from that. I'm gonna play around with the curves a bit, the tone curves, just to see if I'll just reduce the highlights a bit and the shadows right there. Sorry, I'm not talking through my process. I've just tweaked it slightly, the highlights, the lights, the darks, and the shadows. You won't see a huge difference, but if I can put a side by side by picking this. So this is the original right here, and this is how it looks in black and white. This is how I'm working with it in black and white. So all my images are converted from color into black and white. So yeah, that's the before and after. So if I remove that, you can even see, you can select different modifications of that, but I'm gonna put it back. So I'm currently happy with how the image looks right now. I'm gonna leave it like that. So I'm gonna go back to my library here, and I'm going to export this image. These are my settings for exporting the image. So this is where the image is going to end up on my hard drive, on the file for the blog. And I keep the settings, the custom settings, that's the link right there, but I'm going to change this later on, so I'm going to show you how to do that. And I have changed here, I leave everything else. Obviously here the file settings will be a JPEG, and then my image settings is the long edge will be at 1800 pixels. So this is the setting that I've always picked for my blog images, to keep them at a particular size. So, and I don't normally take this because it kind of changes the image when I sharpen for screen. and I leave everything else. So, or rather, the metadata I've selected like just my copyright and contact information so that the image is protected. But I can put everything, but I've decided to just leave that there. And then after export, I do nothing. I can always do like, because I'm doing it in Photoshop, I can always pick this one up, but I don't do it from here. Sometimes I just leave it like that. So I'm gonna do a quick export. As you can see, it's doing it and it's gone. So that bit is done. Hey everyone, so I'm gonna flip the camera right back to me for a quick second. Hello, for those who are joining us, my name is Elsie. I am a photographer, and today I'm sharing a process of posting one of my image for the 30-day photo project. So for the whole month of June, I'll be posting one photograph a day for 30 days onto my blog. I've pinned the link of my blog in the chat right here. So I'll just say it's ek13photography.com/blog. So that's what I'm working on right now. So you can always watch this back. What I've shown is me working on my images. I've imported my images using my card reader here for my camera onto the computer. And then I've done a selection from those images and picked one image. With that image, I've put it on Lightroom, which I've shown the editing process in Lightroom. And right now where we're at, I'm gonna do the next step, which is on Photoshop. So I'm gonna flip the camera right back. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my desktop, which is here, desktop 4. This is what I did for day 8, yeah, where you can go and see. This is a cropped version for my Instagram. So on day 8, this is what I posted on Instagram, but on my blog you can see the bigger picture, so to speak. As you can see, it's still on there, day 8. So I'm gonna just delete all of these. Hold on, there's one thing I wanted to do. Don't save. So there's one thing I wanted to do. Let me first eject the card before I forget and close this down. So on my, I'm gonna put this big. So on my hard drive, on the folder, on the final, I have 2 folders. So one for blog. So all these are the images for the blog, and this is how I name them. So when it comes out of Lightroom, it's like this, right? If I go back to Lightroom and show like another export, this is the name you're seeing here, this one, yeah, the file name. Cancel. So that's what you're seeing right here. So what I do is I just double click and I change it to day 9. Okay, so that's the image right there for day 9. Today you guys are seeing the full image before it goes on my blog. I just wanted to share the process, but this is what is gonna be happening for the rest of the month. So that's there. So for Instagram, if I come, as you can see, day 9 is not on there yet. So I need to go back to Photoshop, which is on desktop 4. Just give me a sec. I need to delete the full images. Okay. Right. So this is my template for Photoshop. I'm gonna delete the layer from yesterday. I don't need it anymore. Right? So if you have any questions, post them on the chat and I'll answer them as I go along. So on Photoshop, I will come here and I will go to open, and I will select the hard drive that my images are in. So this is it. So I'm going to go for blog, and I open day 9. That's the image right there. So I'm opening that up, and that's the image there. So what I do with this image, I come to image and I duplicate. And I duplicate the image. I don't change the name, I just leave it like that, and I press OK. So as you can see up there, this is the one I uploaded, and this is a duplicate of it. So with the duplicate, what I do is I crop it. I select a section. So I click this crop tool, and as you can see, it is cropped it like that. My settings here are 5 inches by 4 inches. That's why you can see the edges are not highlighted. So I'm gonna like drag it down. Oh, and probably I'm gonna select my hand right there and leave it like that. I'm gonna drag it a bit lower. So I'm gonna leave it there. So I'm gonna press enter on my keyboard, and I think I will leave it like that. Let me see if I can select. I think I'll leave it like that. So that's the crop I've selected. So I come here and select my move tool, right? So with the move tool, what I do is I put the cursor on the image, hold the cursor down, because I'm using a pen tablet. I'm holding it down and drag it to my template and let it drop, right? And then, because as you can see, the image is highlighting pink sections, meaning it's too big, and I want it to fit within the guides, inside these the square of the guides, right? So I will come to edit, transform and scale, and as you can see, it gives me a indicator where how big the image is. So I just drag it down from the corner, and this I've set up my Photoshop for it to snap into place. So if I drag it and this, it just kind of like snaps into place. So I just need to drag this corner out into the corner of the guide right there, and I'm happy with that. So I just press enter, and it has cropped it into, and as you can see, it's more or less centered into the frame. Oop, it's moved there. So it's showing me those pink lines is showing me that the image is centered onto my Instagram square and within the guides that I've set it up for. And then with this image that I've just created, I duplicate it. So I come here, I do a duplicate, and on the duplicate I rename it again. So I remove the copy 2, and obviously I remove day 1. I put day 9 right there, and I OK. So because it's duplicated there, so my next step is to come to layer, and I flatten the image, and that's what you see. All the transparency disappears, and the frame remains white. So that's what I've done. So it's finished. Now I come to I save it as, and I save on the computer, and I make sure I choose the correct file. So I'll come back to my hard drive, picture library. This is just my workflow. You can always choose to do it differently. So I make sure I pick for Insta file folder, and that's where I will save it. And I will just click OK. And that's that. So that's saved. So if I go on back on my desktop too, if I go on Insta, you will see it has appeared there. That is the file we've just worked on right now, right? So on my blog, day 9 is there in full for the blog, and for Insta, it's there. So the next step now is going to the internet. So this is my website at the moment. So I'm just going to show you the back end of my website. So I will come and do a quick blog post. So this is a post. I come and post it. So on my drafts, I've already created my days, right? So I go and select day 9. So it will open up. So this is the image from day 1. So I left it on there, so at least it will give me a way of replacing it. So I just click on that and you replace the image. So I upload my full image. So as you can see here, it picked up for Insta, and that's not what I want. I normally come back to the proper file. So like that, final for blog, and then day 9 is what I select, and I open it. And there you got it. It's swapped it. So all I do is put the image, and then I always have my hashtags and everything. So this is ready. So I will come onto here. This is how I post it on Jetpack. I can always do a tweet directly from here, which I'm not gonna do because I want to customize my tweets out. So I switch this off, and then I come back here to my settings and I select my post. So I'm gonna, because it's late, I'm gonna do it immediately. But normally, if you don't, normally what I do, if I'm working, I select like the day here, and then I change the time. My time is 12 p.m. So I change my time, but because as you can see the clock there, it's not 12 p.m. anymore. I'm a bit late today, so I'm gonna post it immediately. So I'm gonna reset this. So I'm gonna post it immediately. All my settings have been set from before, so I'm gonna leave those right there. So this is me showing you my process of doing the 30-day photo project. Today is day 9. So I'm just gonna quickly click publish, and I'm publishing there. So if I open a new tab, and I always have a shortcut for my blog there, so my website. So I'll click my website again and click my blog, which is right there. And as you can see, the photo has gone onto my website right there. So how I post on Instagram is I use this website called Planoly. I don't know how to say it. Planoly. So I go and add to the grid, and I select my computer. So as you can see, it's gone to the blog because that's what I did for the last. So I need to make sure I correct the correct file. So picture library. This is just my workflow. Like I said, for everybody else, it can be different. So I make sure I pick the correct date, which is that day 9. I open it. So as you can see, that's the image right there, and I upload as one post, and it appears on the grid here. So as you can see, this is my current grid on Instagram, how it looks like. These are posts that haven't been uploaded yet on Instagram, but I want, this bit is what I hate about this thing. I want to upload this onto my Instagram. So I'm gonna close that first. So I'm gonna pick the previous post, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select all of these and copy it. just save me time from typing it out. And I'm gonna select today's one. I'm gonna highlight and remove that, and I'm gonna paste that. So the only thing I'm changing is the day, which is day 9, right there. So here I am going to schedule it for today, which is the 9th, and the next time will be for 2 p.m. So it's gonna go live on my blog at 2 p.m. so it's easier for me to post it. So I'm gonna save that. So it has a calendar, so it's showing all the times that I've posted from the previous days. So today's post is late, so it's gonna go live at 2 p.m. Just making sure that I have all my captions and everything set up. So, and then that's it. That's the process. So at 2 p.m. So as you can have seen from Planoly, at 2 p.m. the post will go live on my Instagram. But how it works is I have the app on my phone, because obviously Instagram you can't post from the computer. So I have the Planoly app on my phone, so it will send me a notification that my post is ready to go up. So on the app, I click it and I post it on my, I click it and it gives me prompts on how to post it on Instagram. And I have to make sure that my Instagram is on the right, especially for people who have multiple accounts. Just make sure your Instagram is on the right account where you want to post your image. So I only have one account, so I just click it, say post now, I post to feed, and then it goes to my Instagram account and it copies the text onto my clipboard. So on the Instagram account, I just follow the same process as you would post your image from your camera roll. And then I just click the text button and hold, and it gives me the paste option, and then I just paste my text from Planoly, as you've seen that I've set up, and then I click post and it goes live on my Instagram account. And folks, that is how I am working through the process of creating the images for this month's photo project. So yeah, I'm on day 9. That will be the process going through. This week I think I've decided to do a lot of selfies. Last week was a lot of like me not being in front of the camera, but this week I've decided let me be in front of the camera a lot. I might probably switch it up next week and go back to be behind the scenes. I'm not sure yet. My process of working is really going with the flow. If you want, on my blog, I think on the 31st of May, you can always scroll down and check the post before day 1, which will explain the project for this month. That's what I'm trying to say. And yeah, I guess that is it for my impromptu my impromptu Instagram live. So I hope you enjoyed the process. I don't know if there's anyone, let me see if there's anyone who had questions. I don't know. Do you have questions? Is anyone here who has questions? Thank you for everyone who's joined the live and who stayed throughout the whole process. As always, you can always go back to my IGTV and watch this back. And if you have any questions, just leave it in the comment section and I'll respond to them as soon as I see them. But yeah, thank you so much, Warega. I hope I've said your name correctly. Anyway, yeah, so I guess I will leave it at that, and I will catch you on the next Instagram impromptu Instagram. Did I say that correctly? I'll catch you on the next impromptu Instagram live. See you later. Bye.